presents the Newshour with Arnab Goswami.
It came as a blow to WikiLeaks. The British High Court rejecting WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange's appeal against extradition today. The court considering the demand of the Swedish authorities, who have time again maintained they want to question the 40-year-old over alleged sex crimes. As the WikiLeaks founder faces possible extradition, now the question is, can this gutsy crusader be written off yet? Before I go into the debate tonight, here's what Assange said outside the court.
I have not been charged with any crime in any country. Despite this, the European arrest warrant is so restrictive that it prevents UK courts from considering the facts of a case, as judges have made clear here today. We will be considering our next step in the days ahead. The full judgment will be available on SwedenVersusAssange.com. No doubt there will be many attempts made to try and spin these proceedings as they occurred today, but they are merely technical. So please go to SwedenVersusAssange.com if you want to know what's really going on in this case. Thank you.
With me in the Newshour studios tonight is Farooq Dhondi, very well-known author, columnist, former commissioning editor, Channel 4. Thank you, Farooq, for coming in.
Thank you.
Sohail Seth is joining us tonight, managing partner of Counsel Edge, well-known columnist and commentator. Madhu Trehan, senior journalist and author. I couldn't have asked for a better panel tonight. N. Ram is also joining us in a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by asking you, Farooq Dhondi, where do your sympathies lie? Is it really about the sex crimes? Or is it about a man who was championing a certain kind of journalism and a certain kind of exposés being targeted by the mightiest in the world?
I think that it is about the latter. I think that Julian Assange has done what is not supposed to be done in the kind of society that we are used to in the whole of the world. It is a step too far for them to countenance a freedom of the press which resorts to cyber spying, basically. And WikiLeaks has been the leader of cyber.
This is an attempt to silence.
I don't know that it's an attempt to silence him. It looks suspiciously like that. But I'll tell you, saying that, if there is a shadow, not even an accusation, not even a criminal accusation, a shadow of rape hanging over him, he should go back to Sweden and answer those charges. If somebody was accusing me of rape, if two women were accusing me of rape, I'd like to have it out.
But this is not about
formally.
that. This is about somehow getting him to Sweden. Sohail Seth, somehow getting him to Sweden.
So he can be sent to the United States. I am completely against that.
And treated worse than those who in Guantanamo have been treated. Sohail.
No, I tend to agree with Farooq. We're talking about England and Sweden here. We're not talking about some banana republic which has some banana judiciary in play. So obviously, if they have denied him extradition, and England is pretty magnanimous with extradition, as it were, in terms of not allowing extradition so easily, there must be something of substance in the case. Because Assange has actually created a world of, spies and transparency through WikiLeaks, it doesn't mean that he be denied the sufferance if he's actually raped two women. So here's my take. Please don't make a WikiLeaks person a hero and therefore prevent him from being tried for a crime which is as heinous as rape just because he titillated the whole world with WikiLeaks. If he, on the other hand, is guilty of a crime, he needs to go back and be accountable for it. I mean, Sweden is not known to punish people or try people in a manner which is either bizarre or unfair. And there are European Union rules which govern most judicial processes in any case. So I don't think we should make him a martyr. I don't think we should ascribe too much to this extradition being denied. Let him go back to Sweden and face charges.
Sohail,
if he's honorable, he will be...
but Sohail, this is Madhu. Let me go to Madhu. This is, don't you think, Madhu, that this is about WikiLeaks losing its fight for survival? The organization has a funds crunch. its employees have been broken away. Governments across the world have been united in their condemnation of Julian Assange. They are taking him on. So it is appearing. I mean, the rape charge, regardless.
Well, it's like this. Arnab, it's like this. We've seen, particularly in our country historically, that whenever, whether it's a journalist, or in this case, I don't know if Julian Assange is a journalist, he's been called a publisher by many people, and to me it looks more like espionage, which benefits a lot of people to get their information, but it's not, I would say, true journalism. It doesn't matter what it is. Fact is that he gave information that was vital about the Iraq war and many other things. A lot of the information was useless.
Was that wrong?
Here we've seen historically in our country that whenever a journalist or an organization exposes anything about anyone in power, you can expect the fallout. So as Ramnath Goenka said, and Arun Shourie has repeated, and many people who have suffered at the hands of various governments after doing exposés, including Bofors, Tehelka, I mean the list is lengthy. You have to keep your own house clean. As far as, and be prepared for these kind of attacks.
Yeah.
As far as his rape charges are concerned, from what I've read in all the reports, they hardly seem, I don't think they'll be able to stand, because the woman who's accused him went for drinks afterwards, they partied afterwards, she didn't report the rape. The other one, same kind of story, they went out for a week, and then she reports the rape after WikiLeaks exposes all this stuff. It doesn't, it's very hard to believe that it happened.
So it's a setup.
If it did, of course, it'll be proven whatever. But I think the main point here is that the point that I make here is that it is, to me, not journalism, it is espionage. We benefited from it. There's a lot of stuff in WikiLeaks which is pure hearsay, and because it's printed that is from WikiLeaks, people are accepting it. A lot of the stuff about India, as a matter of fact, which we know the inside story, there are a lot of lies where an American diplomat will be reporting from gossip at a party, and you know that a lot of gup-shup and lies goes on, and everyone drops names and they say so-and-so is my best friend. And there are people, particularly Westerners, who do not understand the way we boast and name drop. Believe it, and I find stories in WikiLeaks which are actually untrue. But that, besides, we're talking about Julian Assange, I think that the way all corporations, credit card companies, governments are going after him was to be expected.
This is about vendetta.
And I think he should have been better prepared.
No, this is about vendetta. I mean, this is about vendetta. So, Madhutrayan, are you saying if he put out something, whether some part of it is gossip or not, the cables were factual? They're American government cables, unless American government officials are indulging in fiction.
Large part of them, one tends to believe, are factual after seeing the facts and the videos.
So are you,
after, historical facts about the Iraq war, those were true. But when you talk about, when he's talking about somebody he met at a party who says that Rahul Gandhi said this and Rahul Gandhi, but forget about Rahul, even just others, minor things, they're not true.
But are you,
so there is that problem that if it was pure journalism, there would have been a chance for somebody to have gotten the other side to check whether it's true or not, and then it's put out. These are raw tapes, raw information that is exchanged from diplomatic organization, institutions to their home government.
Madhu, let me ask you here.
Whether they're true or not is, one guy's writing about drunk men. I mean, how is it relevant?
Sure. My question is, relevance is a matter of subjectivity. Acceptance is a matter of choice. Whether you take it as fiction or not is somebody's right, but there are American government cables which have hurt interest. My question simply tonight is this, that Sohail said, let me ask you, tomorrow if you read, and by the way, Sohail, let me remind you, he has not been charged with rape yet. Tomorrow if you read, this man has been gone to Sweden, and the Swedish have full diplomatic pressure from the bloodthirsty right wing of America via Obama, and then they take him to an American prison, and Julian Assange is put in it can happen. Yes, put in solitary confinement and treated like the people in Guantanamo Bay were, because in pre-election America, that is the treatment Obama will have to give him
to Bradley,
to win over the right.
That's what happened to Bradley Manning, the man who gave him all the information. He's disappeared.
But is that a good thing? Is that a good thing?
Of course it's not a good thing. The point is that if a source is wiped off the face of the earth, that's a danger sign for everybody.
Sohail.
Okay, now if I'm not interrupted, let me finish. I think there are three issues that you've raised. Number one, Is there vendetta?
Yes.
We don't know. You are conjecturing there's vendetta.
Oh.
There is obviously, as Madhu rightly said, a track record of governments cracking down on people
So
who indulge in these explosives. We've seen it in our country.
If Bradley Manning has disappeared, you know, if Bradley Manning has disappeared,
let me finish here.
It's like a disappearance in Libya.
No, what's your point to Sohail? Sohail, 1 minute, he's taking an interjection to you.
If I'm allowed to make my point, because, you know...
Okay, you make your point, then...
Second.
Then I'll come in.
Yes, then you come in. Yeah.
No. The second point is that, as you say, he hasn't yet been convicted, he's only being tried.